sweet hello and welcome to all of you who are eager to learn more about tarot reading. So today we'll discuss the anatomy of a tarot deck, and also we'll learn the meanings of each card in the major arcana. Okay, so first of all, you will need a deck of your own, obviously. And how do we choose the right deck for you? So I think you have to listen to your intuition. Okay, when you look at the cards, look at different decks, see which one calls out to you the most. And then when you look at the illustration, it shall be able to evoke a feeling of familiarity and also a sense of peacefulness, because if it doesn't, then I don't think it's the right deck for you. If you feel fearful, or if you feel anxious, then it's not the right deck for you. So and best of all, if the illustration actually prompts you the meaning of each card, that would be the best. Okay. So let's start with the major arcana. Now, what do we need to know? There are 22 cards in total, starting with 0 to 21, and it signifies the more important major events in life and the bigger milestones also. So whenever you see a major arcana turning up in a reading, it means that you have to give more emphasis and pay more attention to the message and also the advice that the card is trying to convey. Okay, so as we all know, in order to learn something fast, we need to find some hacks, and I have found a way to make it easier for you to remember the cards better, which is to group the cards into different mood and different characteristics that it conveys. Okay, so we'll be doing two groups today, a total of 11 cards, and obviously it will not go according to the numbers, because we are going according to the energy and also the meaning in general. So the first group, let's start. The first group is about new beginnings, and what we do need to know about each card is the ruling elements, and then the meaning, upright and reverse, and also most importantly the advice that we can get from the cards. Okay, so the first one, let's start, is the Fool. We always start with the Fool. The Fool is, it doesn't mean that you're a fool, of course. It shows a new beginning. So the first group is all about new beginnings. Okay, the Fool is ruled by the planet of Uranus and also the air element. So Uranus is all about eccentricity. It means that if you have made up your mind, nobody can change your mind. Like, nobody can talk you out of it. And the air elements, as you can see, there are clouds in both cards. So that is the air. That shows that you are light-hearted, you are carefree in your new journey, your new adventure. So it's like, yay, let's go for a new adventure, that sort of a vibe. Okay, and for the reverse though, it might mean that you need to be careful with decision making. The advice would be to look before you leap, just in case that you leap into someone else's trap. Okay, now the next card is the Magician, which is number 1, and the Magician is ruled by Mercury Mercury is a person who is sharp, quick-witted, pretty much like the magician himself. You know, you're on stage, you're performing, you must be funny, you must be captivating, you must be drawing in the attention of your audience. So this is a card of skill, because you have your magic wand with you, and you have skill, and you have all the tools that you need to create what you want. And it is number one, it shows that it's a beginning of the journey. So you decide what you want for the rest of your life. Okay, you get to decide, not anyone else. Okay, not fate, not destiny, but you. If it's upright, if it's reverse, it means that you have to be aware of whom you place your trust in, because the person might be out to trick and to deceive you. So this comes as a warning. Be alert, okay, in the people that you trust. Okay, now moving on to the next one. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So here, the Wheel of Fortune, you can see there are wheels here. Wow. It's ruled by planet Jupiter. And if you have been going through a series of negative events in your life, this card tells you that it's the end, and it's the beginning of luck. Luck is coming in, which is good, because Jupiter is about abundance, which is luck. So happy times, new beginnings. Okay, it's a turning point in your life where good things are coming finally, like yay. Okay, so this is a very happy card as well. But if you get your Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it means that you need to be careful. This is not the time for you to take risks. This is not the time for you to make any big decisions in life, because luck is not on your side, obviously. If it's upright, it means luck is on your side. If it's upside down, if it's reversed, then it means that luck is simply not on your side. So the advice would be, don't make any big decision at this point. Okay, and now we have death. Death is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is someone with deep insights, deep perception, I would say. And as you can see here, the death here, there are two doors. One is closed and one is opening. So whenever a door closes behind you, there's a new one opening. So it hardly ever means death of a person. Death is just the death of a situation, a friendship, a relationship, a job, an event that is no longer making you happy, perhaps. So death is the end of that, and a beginning of something new, which is great. Yay! The death of something is always followed by the birth of something new. So I like this also. Okay, on reverse, however, it means that you might have to look back and see if you have been stubborn, because there might be a change that you refuse to embrace, or maybe it happened really suddenly, but I don't think so. I think some changes are gradual. It's just that you haven't been paying attention, so it comes as a surprise to you. So embrace the change, okay? Because um, there will be something new that comes in. So don't refuse change. Just let it happen, okay? And now, this is more like an unexpected change, okay? This is more like very sudden, okay? The tower. The tower is ruled by Mars. Okay, Mars, as we all know, he's the warrior. He's the man of action. So, when a tower moment happens, it means that there is some change, which is a new beginning. Okay, um, when the tower collapses, you will have a new tower. But the key here is that Mars is someone who doesn't wait for things to happen. Okay, Mars is someone who will make things happen. So instead of waiting for someone to rebuild the tower, you will be the one who go and build the tower. Okay. When it's reversed though, when it's reversed, it means that there is some sort of change that is very sudden, that you cannot foresee, and it could be you. It could be you because if you have been trapped in a tower, then suddenly you embrace that courage in yourself, because Mars is all about courage. You embrace that courage in yourself and you start to say no, and it's more of other people's inability or other people's shock in seeing the change in yourself, like when you're so used to saying yes all the time, and all of a sudden you have that tower moment, you get that courage to finally say no, to finally stand up for yourself, to speak up your mind. So this is what the tower is all about, which is, to me, which is a good thing, and it's always a blessing in disguise. So yay, new beginning. And then we have judgment. Judgment is ruled by Pluto and also fire element. Okay, so Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. So as we all know, there will be judgment days, and these people, they are waiting to be judged. Now, judgment, it means reviewing and re-examining your life, re-evaluating your life on both levels, because it's ruled by Pluto and the fire elements. Fire elements are very physical energy. Okay, it's all about the physical world, whereas Pluto is more the metaphysical, the mystical, and the spiritual side. So you have to re-evaluate your life in both aspects, the physical and the spiritual aspect of it. And because judgment is coming, so live the way that you think you should. Okay, do the right thing. It's all about karma. If you believe in it, then it's time to change. Okay, live a different life today if you want to see a different tomorrow. I always feel that this card is very sexually charged, because Mars is in the fire element. Okay, so fire element and also Pluto. I don't know how to explain this, but Yeah, it feels like if you are in any way physically or sexually being manipulated, stop, please stop and move out of that situation, because you know, you decide in your own life. You call the shots, okay? You don't have to be manipulated in any way. So don't put yourself in that position anymore. Change, okay? A new beginning, a newer version of yourself, okay? If it's upside down, it means that you are mm, you are scared of illnesses, you're scared of death, which is understandable, because if you have been living your life knowing that what you did is not true to what you were born to do, what you should be doing, like morally speaking, or spiritually speaking, then of course you will fear death, because you fear the judgment that might um, fall upon you. This could also be, I mean, upright. It could also mean that you are awakening, having an awakening of some sort, either like physically or spiritually. You finally realize something, and that's that aha moment, and you'll be like, wow, okay, I realized that. Okay, I'm singing my own tune. I'm not dancing to the tunes of a manipulative lover. I'm not dancing to the tune of a greedy boss. I'm singing my own tune. As you can see here, I'm singing and I'm dancing to my own tune. Okay, I'm living my life the way that I should. Yeah. So that is a new beginning for you, which is great, which is fantastic. And then finally, in this new beginning group, we have the world. The world is the last card, okay? The first and the last card are about beginning, okay? The first being starting an adventure, the last is about the end of a cycle, which brings us to a new cycle. So, in a way, it's also a new beginning. This card is ruled by Saturn. Now, Saturn is the keeper of time. Saturn is also, um, to me, Saturn is also wisdom and karma. Yeah, it just means karma to me, because it's all about reaping what you sow. Um, Whatever, it's about gradual progress. Okay, it's not like instant success, that kind of thing. It's gradual progress. Like it it takes time for you to um, nurture something, nurture your relationship, nurture your career. And when you get this card, it means that all your hard work is finally paying off, and you can now breathe into a sigh of relief, because finally they are paying you back in great ways, which is great. That means you're being recognized for all the hard work that you did previously, or the hard work that you have put in. So you're finally being recognized, you're finally seeing the result, you're finally getting what you deserve. Okay, getting the recognition. Not so much of recognition, it's more a sense of more achievement and stability, and um, sort of like rewards in some ways. Reverse though, I think it's like a sudden end. It could be a sudden end of a relationship, or you're being retrenched for no good reason and you don't get any explanation. You just got that decision that comes, like, that hits you so suddenly that you find it shocking to accept. Like, you're in a shocking state where you still cannot believe your ears or believe your eyes. Like, what? You're just being told that you've been retrenched. You're just being told that a person is leaving you. Like, something that comes very sudden, without any explanation, without closure. Yeah, that's the sort of vibe that the reversed world carries. So the advice would be to accept change, I would say. Things happen, and sometimes you just don't get explanation for things that happen. So maybe not now, maybe sometime in the future you might, but for the moment, just pick yourself up from that victim, that victim character that you've put yourself into, and try to move on from there. Okay, be strong, and there will be better days to come, I would say. So yay, these are the happy cards, the happy beginnings. Okay, upright and reverse, and you've learned the ruling stars and the planets as well. So I'll tell you why is it important to know the stars. So it's important to know the ruling stars and the planets because you get a whole bigger picture of what each card means. And the best way to learn something, obviously, is to understand instead of to just memorize, because once you understand things, you will naturally remember it. But if you memorize things, you will forget. Pretty much like your timetables. Okay, if you understand that 8 times 3 is it comes from 8 plus 8 plus 8, then you wouldn't have to memorize the timetable to get the answer. You just know the answer naturally. You're able to come to the answer even without knowing the timetables. So that's pretty much the approach that I'm using. Is for you to understand the card and the energy that it carries, so the meaning will come naturally. Now moving on to the second group. These are 2 different decks. These are actually cabochons. I don't know how much it shows. It's actually to mark where the card should end, so that I don't go out of frame. Just a moment, let me find the second group that we'll be going through today. Here, yay. Okay, so the second group is more of, the first group was about new beginnings, and the second group is more about the atmosphere, the situations that you might or you might not have control in. Okay, now let's start with the Empress. The Empress is ruled by Venus. As we all know, Venus is the goddess of love, and not only that, she's also the goddess of abundance. So you see there are flowers blooming here. There are fruits, um, fruits growing in the trees, and then she's harvesting the crops. The crops are now all ready to be harvested, and then they both look like they are pregnant. So it has a very strong maternity vibe here. Um, this card is all about abundance, very much about abundance. The situation, I mean, the atmosphere that it conveys is abundance, opportunity, nurturing, like you're in a very nurturing environment. You feel so loved and so cared for. So which is a very, very happy card. And also the energy, the vibration that it carries, the very loving mother kind of love. But if it's reversed, it could mean that okay. Moving on to the second group. Just now we learned about the new beginnings, the cards that signifies new beginnings in some ways. Now we are moving on to the cards that sort of carries a happy, um, happy, fulfilling mood to it. Happy, fulfilling situations, I would say. Okay, we'll start with the Empress, which is card number 3. So the Empress is ruled by Venus. Venus, as we all know, she's the goddess of love. So therefore, you see a lot of abundance here because Mother Earth is, always nurturing us. So you see harvest crops that are ready to be harvested. Fruits in the trees, and then you see flowers blooming all over, then you see happy pets, all those things. It's like a very motherly love. It's a card of opportunity, growth, and since the both of them are pregnant, I would say it carries a strong feminine vibe about it, okay? Like motherhood kind of vibe, abundance, fertility, domestic comfort. When you have a mother's love, it makes you so happy. You feel very cared for, very comforted and protected, just like a mother's love, okay? So here, if it's reversed, it could mean that you are being overprotected or someone is being overly protected. There is tyranny, there is over controlling, so to speak. So the advice for you, I would say, don't resist, don't resist love, don't resist abundance. When you have it, grasp it in your hand, like don't let go of happiness. And it could also mean new ideas, okay? New ideas, new project. Don't doubt yourself, just go ahead and do it because it's opportunity for you to grow, okay? New life, new project. New life possibly comes from here because there might be baby on its way. Okay, now we move on to card 6. Card 6 is a card of the Lovers. Okay, Lovers. This is a happy card. To me, it is a happy card because um, it shows that you are being surrounded with love, and it's a happy thing. The Lovers is ruled by Gemini. So Gemini, as we know it, they are like twins. Basically, it's a planet of communication. So of course, in whatever relationship, there should be communication, and it's about it carries very loving vibes, not only in a romantic relationship but also in any friendship or other sorts of relationships. Communication is the key. It's also a card that signifies decision making. Okay, when you get this card, it could be that you are surrounded with love in your relationship with others, or it could also mean that you have come to a point where you have to make a choice. um, when it's reversed though, it could mean heartbreak, emotional loss, um, separation, or inability to make a choice. So the advice is for you to make a decision according to your heart's desire. Okay, sometimes I know we are always torn by our responsibility and also our desire, because there are things that we know we should choose, and there are things that we want in our hearts, okay, that we want to choose. Okay, now moving on to the Chariot. The Chariot is ruled by Cancer. So it's emotional, and it's also, in a way, to me it's victory, because in a conventional deck you have the procession of a chariot. Okay, that only happens after the what do you call that, you know, like a scene in the Gladiator movie, and then after you have won fighting the lion, and then there's a procession where you are steering the chariot, so it's like a very triumphant, victorious moment for you. And well, in this deck it shows that this little witch here, she is kind of lost because she's torn between going this way or that way. But I think no matter which way you choose, you will still win at the end, because this card carries that kind of energy. But I think it also means temper to me, because the sort of drives, you know, the exhilaration that drives the hormones, the raging hormones. It could mean that you have to control your temper. Sometimes you might be temperamental, so you might have to control your temper, your frustration, your what do you call that, your sudden burst of emotions, I would say. Yes, so please control that if you get that in reverse. You mean and also some arrogance, I sense arrogance, and sometimes you might feel, you know, you're victorious, you might feel proud. So yeah, keep your pride in check. Okay, now we have I think I got it in the wrong order. Now we have The star. The star is a very mysterious card. It's ruled by Aquarius. So, yeah, you see colors like magic going into the sky, into the water. This one, water pouring into the river, water pouring into the dry land. So, this means that there is some inexplainable forces working behind the scenes, granting your wish. This card is all about um, making a wish. When you wish upon a star, wishing upon a star, and having it granted. It might not be something that is material. It might be a gift in other aspects as well. So this is a very very happy card. I think if you get this, I will feel like a genie granted you one wish. I mean, we shouldn't be so greedy. One wish at a time, I would say. You can have endless wishes, but one wish at a time, and you might get it. You might actually really, really going to get it. Like, yay! So, this is all about wishes coming true. Reverse though, it could mean not getting that wishes. It could mean lack of opportunity or tension or stubbornness, obstinacy. Just make sure that you're being stubborn for a good reason, for a good cause. Okay, don't be stubborn for the sake of being stubborn. Don't be rebellious for the sake of being rebellious. Okay, because Aquarius, they are known to be rebellious. Like everyone knows that. Yay. Okay, now the last happy card in the major arcana, I would say, is the sun. It's like, wow, jackpot of all the cards. I wouldn't say it's the only jackpot. I mean, others are like jackpots too. I mean, I love all the new beginning cards because they're like jackpot as well. They're like a free turn, like pass go one more time. So this sun card here is a very very happy card because you know everybody's happy. You see sunflowers everywhere. Is ruled by the sun, obviously. So the sun is about yourself. So it's ruled by yourself. When you get this card, it could mean success, glory, joy, happiness, achievement, all the good stuff. Vitality could also mean baby because you see here there's a pregnant mom, and here this is a baby riding on a horse, so it could be baby, or it could just mean vitality, happiness, the joy, seeing the world like how a child would see the world, full of happiness. Reverse, this card is like it doesn't have any bad interpretations. Even reverse is too good a card to have a negative message. So it means maybe like some minor setbacks. So bask in the joy, bask in the glory that the sun brings. Okay, now we have completed 11 cards in total. Okay, we have, let's see, we have 5 cards here and we have 6 cards in the happy deck. So there are 11 cards in total that we have learned today. Okay, I hope that you go and flip your cards, shuffle your cards, and pick out these cards. Okay, pick out the cards, shuffle them, and try and see. Shuffle and try to come up with the meaning. 11 cards is just the right amount for the time being, so please take some time to memorize the meanings of each card and come back for the remaining 11 cards in the next episode, and I shall see you till then. Bye.